Hello everyone. In this episode, we are going to walk through a live execution so that everybody could see the thought process and the actions required to complete this model. The execution that we will be analyzing and commentating is from October 19th, 2023 on light crude oil. You can find the live execution on my YouTube channel. Let's begin. The day always starts with the daily time frame. We are to obtain the bias from the daily time frame. As you can see here, I just outlined a daily FVG. If you have seen my bias video, you would know that daily bullish FVGs are an area that I look for longs. Now that we've obtained bias from the daily chart, we will now take a look at the live execution and commentate what occurs during the live execution. Seeing that we were bullish from the daily bias, we would then move to the 1 hour chart to look for areas of interest to search for a bullish entry function. Here you can see in the live execution that I outline a 1 hour FVG. This gives me an area of interest to look for my entry function during the New York Open. During New York Open, you can now see that I'm outlining the stop hunt that occurs at the opening time. This is the first criteria to our entry function. Once the stop hunt occurs, we can then outline the breaker block. The breaker block is the highest up closed candle before the leg down that took liquidity. When there are consecutive up-closed candles to the breaker block, we use the consecutive candles. Now notice when I am saying the highest up-closed candle, I am referring to closing price. I'm looking for the highest closing price before the leg down that took liquidity. Once I have outlined the bias, the area of interest, the stop hunt, and the breaker block, I need to then confirm that there will be an FVG aligned with the breaker block. All of this needs to be confirmed at or during the opening times. You can also see that we are looking at New York Open for this live execution. Next, you'll see me outline the FVG that is aligned with the breaker block. Once the breaker block has an FVG aligned with it, all of our criteria has been completed. You have to wait for the FVG to be confirmed. Once the candle closes, confirming the FVG is aligned with the breaker block, you can then start placing orders. As you can see here, I waited for the candle closure before any limit orders were sent. When I set the limit orders, I always enter at the beginning of the breaker block. My stop loss is always on the other side of the breaker block. My TP is always plus 2R from entry. Once orders are sent, I do not press any buttons. If my order gets filled before 2R is achieved, I will take the position. If 2R is achieved before any orders are filled, I will cancel the position. I will not use the unicorn. Now let's see how the position plays out. You can see that I am not entering the position sooner than I am supposed to. I wait until the orders are filled, and I do not press any more buttons. Once the orders are filled, I do not get too greedy or too fearful to stay in the position. It is a if-then scenario for me. I either get stopped out for minus 1R, or I achieve 2R. There is no in-between for me. It is either a loss or a win. You will see during the execution that I am not moving my stop loss. I have accepted the risk before the position was taken. I'm not being too fearful to stay in the position once I become green that I move my stop loss up too early and it stops me out before the objective has been completed. I am simply being patient and waiting. I am not allowing any emotions to deter my execution. My management has already been defined before the position has been taken. My risk has already been defined and accepted before any position was taken. Therefore, there is only two things that can occur. We are either going to achieve 2R or we are going to achieve minus 1R. We sit and wait until the next order is filled. As you can see, price has gone profitable and into drawdown multiple times during this position. It did not change any of my management. I continue to wait until any of the next orders are filled. Either the take profit will be filled or the stop loss will be filled. There are no emotions deterring me. There are no thoughts that are deterring me. I know exactly what management is going to be and how execution is completed. We simply have patience. Patience is a virtue. 2R is achieved. There is your unicorn. There is your management. There is the thoughts and the process behind it. There is the emotional control and the judgments that are created throughout the analysis. Please always feel free to reach out to me if you ever want to go over any questions or any information. I'm going to continue documenting this journey here on YouTube, Twitter, and in Discord. I will link my Twitter and Discord in the description of this video. To be notified for our next defined concept, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining, and please stay tuned for our next episode of the series.